When we think about activities in our lives, we think about the things we enjoy. We also think about things that are thrilling and sometimes dangerous. One of the things besides motorcycle riding that my husband and I enjoy doing is shooting. We have two handguns. The first one is a .40 caliber Glock. The second one is a .45 caliber Taurus, which this is the one that is mine, and I will be showing you how to clean. When we practice safety, we also have to practice things like the cleaning of it, understanding our weapon, and getting to know what's inside of it. So today I will be telling you about, I will show you how, my name is Victoria Klaus, and today I will be showing you how to safely dismantle your weapon in preparations for cleaning your weapon, which is our main point today, and reassembling the weapon so we can function test it. That will allow us to know that we did everything correctly. Beginning with the safely dismantling of our weapon. One of the main points about this came from an article, Safe Firearm Handling by Massad Abu, and inside the article he quoted that Colonel Jeff Cooper created 4 rules. The 4 rules are: prepare every gun as if it were loaded. So whenever you're cleaning your weapon, the first thing you want to do is take out the magazine. You want to make sure there's no rounds in the chamber either. So you look down here, we pull the slide back and lock it into place. That way we can look down there and see that there's nothing in there. After we're done with that, you never want to allow the gun to be pointed at anything or anyone you don't intend to use it on. I know that kind of sounds bad, but if we prepare every gun as if it was loaded, you don't want to point it at anything that you don't intend to shoot. So when we do that, we want to make sure that there's nobody else in the room or that we know how to safely use it. One of the main points is we either hold it up and away from us, or we hold it down whenever we're taking it apart. With that said, the very next thing is you want to make sure your trigger finger is never in the trigger guard unless you're prepared to shoot, which is point number 3. Most people don't feel comfortable with the gun to begin with at the beginning whenever they're first firing, so that whenever you fully feel comfortable, you want to make sure that you're pointed down range and you're ready to fire, then you put your finger in the trigger guard. Takes me to my point 4. You always want to make sure you know your target and what's beyond it. These all apply when you're cleaning it as well. Now we'll go with the safely dismantling of the weapon. We have already cleared this weapon and made sure everything was good on it. Whenever you're cleaning it, whenever you're preparing to take a weapon apart, everyone is different. There's a pin that's right here on the side that I've already taken out right here. What it's called is a takedown pin or a lever. Sometimes the pin comes out, sometimes it goes down. The very next thing you want to do is take the slide off of the receiver. And this is the silver part and the black part. So what you do on almost with every handgun is you pull the trigger and you pull off at the same time. Inside of here is something called a recoil spring, which is right here. We take that off, and the barrel. Now that the weapon is apart, our very next step is to clean it. The cleaning procedure is pretty easy. I use a kit called Gun Slick, which is specific to handguns. What you want to do is we use a white cloth, and the reason why is so that way we can see what everything looks like. Make sure that we get every nook and cranny and everything. Wipe everything off. After everything is wiped off, we use a couple different instruments. The first one is a chamber brush, a cleaning rod, an eyelet tool with brushes. The eyelet tool just pushes pushes the patches through to clean, and the oil. The oil is nice to be used whenever it's used to get lead, copper, and carbon off, which is exactly what's in a bullet. What you do is you brush everything off really good with your chamber brush, and it kind of breaks all that fouling, as we call it, which is that lead, copper, and carbon apart. After you've brushed everything, you want to make sure that you take your cleaning rod and you wipe everything back off. This kind of gets everything clean and clear and everything out of the way. So that way when we use our patch, we lightly soak it in oil and we brush everything with it. What this does is it gets all the contact points and everything in place, so that way whenever the bullet goes through to each part, that it doesn't mess up on us, or it doesn't fail us in any way whenever we're shooting the weapon. After we've done everything, whenever we're cleaning it, you want to do it a little bit better than what I'm doing. Obviously, for constraints of the time, I did it in kind of a quick little manner. But you want to make sure that every part that has black on it that should be silver is silver again. Now that you know how to now that I've showed you how to clean the weapon, we're going to put the weapon back together. It's very simple. Same thing, you take the slide and you put the chamber back in. It's reverse order of how we took it apart. And then you take the recoil spring, you put it in, and it just clips back in place. After you're done with that, you want to take the slide and put it back on the receiver. And what you do is you just line up the nooks and crannies, you push it back, and then there's a slide button on the side. It locks it into place. Make sure that the chamber is forward, because what you do is you put your pin back in. Remember the pin we took out at the very beginning? Like I said, it's either a pin that you take out or a lever. In this case, like I said, it's a pin, so we just push it back into place. We twist it, it goes in sideways, and then you have to twist it, so it's kind of a pain in the butt sometimes. With a lever though, all you gotta do is line it up, and then you just push it up from there. Sorry, it was a little bit harder than I thought it was gonna be. Now that it's good to go, and you have your pin in place, you wanna let go of your slide release. And just like that. Very first thing you want to do is put your safety on. Pull the trigger. If nothing happens, that means that we've done a good job. The next thing we want to do is make sure that we put it on fire. Take the safety off, and again, pull the trigger. It should have clicked. If it clicked, everything's good. Now that we have safely done that, now that we have done a function test, the very next thing to do is to put it in your safe. And now you're ready for your next time to use it. I have shown you how to safely dismantle your weapon, how to clean your weapon, as well as to reassemble it and to do a function test. I hope this helped with anything that you might have questions about, and this at the same time helps you understand your weapon. Thank you.